Welcome to Sign for the Times. The Society for the Involvement of Good Neighbors, known as SIGN, is a not-for-profit agency in Yorkton, Saskatchewan, Canada, that provides 24 social and community programs and services that fulfill its mission to provide leadership, programs, and services that assist, support, and empower children, adults, and families to achieve lifelong success. We believe that this will lead to strong and caring citizens and communities. Our podcasts explore those programs and include conversations with staff who organize and run the programs and with people who have used the services of SIGN. My name is Dick DeReich. Our topic today is yoga. Yoga? What does yoga have to do with the services that SIGN offers, you may well ask? Yoga? Really? Yep, yoga. And yes, it is part of several of the services that SIGN offers. So to put this all into context, let's take a look at the history of yoga. Yoga dates back to civilizations in northern India over 5,000 years ago. The word yoga was first mentioned in the oldest sacred texts dating from that time. Yoga was originally, and in many ways still is, a spiritual development practice to train the body and mind to self-observe and become aware of its own nature, for us to become aware of ourselves. Yoga teaches those who practice it to cultivate discernment, awareness, self-regulation, and a higher level of consciousness. Yoga has its roots in religion, but is not in itself a religion. It would be more accurate to call it, I suppose, a spiritual practice. But yoga does have a strong philosophy, the philosophy that the spirit, the mind, and the body are one. Our conversation today is with Nicole Prince, the community outreach worker for SIGN Sexual Assault Counselling and for All in One Family, which provides cultural awareness opportunities for First Nation, Métis, and Inuit families and individuals in our area. This month, April 2021, Nicole initiated community yoga, held every Wednesday in April. It was hoped that we could be doing this both in person and online, but COVID-19 cautions have moved it to a strictly live-streamed event, Wednesdays from 4 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. We should also mention that yoga has been one of the programs offered by the Yorkton Early Years Family Resource Center. Nicole has been trained as a yoga instructor by the Saskatchewan Indigenous Yoga Association. So let's start there. I didn't know that there was such an organization, and I suspect that a lot of other people didn't either. So, Nicole, tell us a bit about Indigenous Yoga, the Indigenous Yoga Association, how you discovered it, and what it's provided for you.
Sure. Thanks, Dick. So I actually wasn't aware of that program itself for quite some time either. It's been running for 3 years now, and its teacher training runs out of Saskatoon on Treaty 6. So there's applications every year that you can actually apply, and it has spots for both Indigenous and a couple spaces for people who work with Indigenous folk in the area. And it provides training that's quite unique. So it really does blend and align traditional ways of knowing Indigenous teaching and Buddhist philosophy, and really tries to make an eclectic program that everyone can benefit from, and that makes yoga accessible for all people, recognizing barriers and recognizing the things that keep people out of studios so that we can make community yoga accessible.
So where does yoga fit into the spiritual nature of indigenous peoples here in Saskatchewan? What connects yoga to Indigenous culture and Indigenous practice?
So through that specialized training for the Saskatchewan Indigenous Yoga Association, there were a lot of alignments that we kind of paralleled between the two, but two of the most important that really stayed with me and that I hold on to are recognizing first the importance of ceremony, and also recognizing the parallel between the yama and niyamas of Buddhist philosophy with the 7 grandfather teachings of Indigenous culture. So the first one I mentioned was in regards to ceremony. So recognizing that yoga is just as much of a ceremony as it is exercise. Within your yoga practice or within your yoga ceremony, you can include things that sit with you and connect with you in your spirituality in your life. So that might include smudging or drumming. It might include chanting or meditation, or inspiring or infusing perhaps even Indigenous teachings into your practice. There are some pretty profound and deep spiritual experiences that do happen throughout your yoga sequence at times, that do happen with regular practice. And ceremony really helps teach people to flow with a natural flow of life instead of forcing outcomes. So that's how it relates in regards to ceremony. And then with the yama and niyamas, we learned and studied that it beautifully really does align with Indigenous values with the 7 grandfather teachings, which include love, humility, respect, honesty, wisdom, and patience. And recognizing it takes integrity to live a truly good life, and practicing these values in all we do in all of our relationships.
Listening to this, I'm thinking North America's Indigenous people and those in northern India 5 millennia ago. I mean, literally they're a world apart, but it seems that they have some powerful things in common that you're now in the program, combining the two of them from ages ago and, separated by a lot of ocean. What's yoga done for you personally? What have you gotten out of it?
Yoga has benefited so many areas of my life. And honestly, I do yoga more for my mind than my body. And a lot of times that's the one confusing point, is very often people think of it as just a fitness routine. But yoga has so many mental health benefits. So it is a huge part of my own mental health self-care. And I recognize that within the work I do and within even being a mom, that sort of thing, that I can't pour from an empty cup. And so recognizing that I need to do things that truly are heart-centered and help me balance my life as well. And yoga is one of those things. It's helped me with my anxiety, and it actually helps me be present in more moments in my life. So whether that's, while I'm doing dishes and I'm feeling the hot water on my hands, or maybe the bubbles, and then I smell the candle that I had lit while I'm doing those dishes. So really learning to do those body scans and just checking in where I'm at in my day. And I've also really learned to appreciate my body for its function. So recognizing the power in my legs, the flexibility in my spine. And they say, once you have flexibility in your spine, you have flexibility in your mind. So
I didn't know they said that.
Well, I mean, in the yoga circle, that's what they say. There's different slangs in that circle for sure. And, I've also really learned to find some surrender on the mat. So really learning to truly be accepting, to be grateful, practicing self-discipline within my practice, and being curious, especially when my body isn't moving in a way that I think it should. Really just being curious about that ache or that pain or that crack. And really, I have watched some physical pains melt away on that mat. And on a fitness level, I have learned how to do a handstand, which is pretty cool because I couldn't do that before. But, the best gift I think that yoga has given me is I have peace where I once had fear. And many times throughout the day when I'm experiencing some anxiety, especially lately, radical self-care is a top priority for me. And just to stop and hit the mat. And I do find a certain sense of peace there. And you have to feel it to believe it. Dick. You're going to have to join me on that one.
I'm going to have to. The thought of me doing a handstand or a headstand would scare a lot of people, but I may not get that far.
Off your camera.
Yeah, I may not get to that point, but I do have some friends who practice yoga, and they, and some of them they feel they get some physical benefits out of it. But what I've seen of yoga, and you see it on TV, you see it online. It does seem like a rather kind of a tranquil type of activity. So, and we could all use that from time to time, couldn't we? So, the general benefits of yoga, for the average person, what would you tell somebody who says, "Why should I do it? What's in it for me?"
So let's start with some of those mind or those mental benefits, those emotional benefits, and we'll work our way into physical benefits, because there are definitely still some physical benefits, and that's for everyone. So even you, Dick. So yoga, I put together 6 reasons why I practice yoga. The first is emotional stability, significantly calms the nervous system and helps with stress management. So through breathing and movement, certain spots in your brains actually stabilize. So this helps with a generalized mental health and overall well-being. It's also considered to be a form of suicide prevention.
Oh,
So
really?
learning to be safe within your body. Yeah. Learning to be safe within your body, and also providing a source of purpose. So really discovering or looking within at what a greater purpose is for our life. And that's where meditation comes in very often. And you don't do yoga, to get your body into a pose. You do a pose to get into your body. So it's really learning to feel safe within your body and being able to sit with yourself. So along with that does come some vast physical benefits, which include balancing function of the body. So that means helping with digestion, circulation. It's great for people with diabetes, actually. It helps bring circulation into your limbs. It helps with heart and all your muscles, your skeletal system. And it actually promotes homeostasis, which means your body actually starts healing itself. So it has helped and aided in chronic conditions. And actually one girl that I trained with last year at the association was in a car accident and has chronic pain, and yoga alleviates a huge amount of that, where she was on 3 different medications and she was able to go off of all of them.
Is it suitable for, are there specific people who can benefit? Is it suitable for kids? Is it suitable for seniors, for the elderly, like me? Are there specific people who can benefit from this more than others?
It's definitely suitable for you, Dick, too. So everyone can benefit from yoga. So that means, all body types, ages, life experiences have a place on a yoga mat. And by grounding the body, we can actually gently release trauma stories that our body does hold on to. And we really are noticing the benefit of the combination of mind and body practices. So even blending things like yoga in with therapy. So it can greatly help people who suffer from addiction, any sort of trauma, dissociation, or chronic conditions. It helps children because it helps them practice safety within their body. It helps them calm the nervous system, and it also gives them lifelong tools to cope with stress and anxiety, which we know that kids are really facing now. And then with elderly, it does help move and stretch the muscles. It increases blood flow and circulation. And it also can help with chronic conditions such as blood pressure, diabetes, like I kind of already mentioned. And the really great thing about yoga is it can be accessed from low mobility. So right from a wheelchair, right from a couch or a chair. So really finding a yoga program that suits you in your body. I'm trained both with the Saskatchewan Indigenous Yoga Association, and I'm also a Vinyasa Yoga for Youth instructor. So recognizing that we can adapt and make yoga really fun and accessible for youth, all the way down to story time yoga, where you can practice with littles, and going all the way up that we can have chair classes that encourage seniors to find a form of exercise that they can still get the mental health benefits and the physical benefits from yoga as well. So at Sign, in general, the only thing that you need to do during a yoga class at Sign is to breathe. And I'm pretty sure none of us will forget how to do that.
Yeah.
As long as we're practicing breath throughout our practice and really trying to be present in it, we're doing yoga. So recognizing that our bodies are all going to move in different ways, and we can use things like props. We can use blocks, or even using something like a book. Finding a pillow so that you can sit on and prop yourself up in a practice. All those make it accessible for everyone. And I really do try to help with those adaptions and making sure that everyone's feeling really comfortable while they practice yoga as well.
From what I've seen, of yoga, it seems to me that it requires a lot of patience and some dedication. Not all of us always find it easy to be patient. I think we all go through times when patience wears really thin, especially these days after a year of COVID and a longish winter. Can yoga teach me and others a little bit more patience?
I don't know if we can teach you patience, but we can try to teach that to others. And, it's a simple act of connecting with your breath, learning not to judge your body during a practice. And it's not necessarily about holding the pose the longest or the deepest. It's every time we fall out of a pose, learning that we can put our bodies back into it. It's about being grateful during our practice and about learning to slow down and actually be exactly where we are, and learning to be exactly where we are with our bodies as well. So with a general rule that practice makes progress, not perfection.
Progress, yeah.
Perfection. Yeah.
Progress, not perfection. Yeah, well, it's perfection is difficult to achieve for any of us. So progress is always good. You have 3 more classes online this month being April 2021, on Wednesdays, as we mentioned, for the rest of the month. Are there any plans for more classes after this?
So at the moment, we only have the 3 offerings planned and on the books. That being said, if there is a connection with the community and it's something the community is really enjoying, then that's definitely something we will make note of and make sure to put on the agenda again. For the time being, just to make mention of it, all classes are being held virtually, which, as much as we really hope to have it in person and do an online blended, is what we were calling it. So the goal was to have myself, the instructor, on camera and have in-person participants behind the camera, as a way that if you wanted to be in person, you could, and online. So that's still an option for the future once protocol and those policies, step up, that we can do that a little bit better. Yeah. But the great thing about being online right now for these next 3 classes is it is perfect for beginners. So if you have any nervousness about trying yoga, this is the opportunity. If you don't want to go on camera, you don't have to. So you can actually turn your camera off, which can be really helped ease any anxiety of being in around people. And you can make it a practice with your entire family. So you can get the kids to join, you can get your partner to join, and really see how it connects with the family and let yourself do that right from home.
You do require, or you do ask people to register ahead of time. There is no limit is there a limit to the number of online people that can join online or not?
Okay, so we ask everyone to register whether you're coming online or in person, for a couple reasons. In person, obviously, for tracking and just to make sure we have space for everyone. So in space would be limited once that does happen. Online, if you want yoga, we're going to hook you up with yoga. So we'll send you out a link, and we'll send out a link every week. So you just have to let us know if you're attending, and we'll make sure to connect with you in that way.
And they can connect with you by emailing you at n.prince@signyorkton.ca.
That's me.
This has been interesting, and I'm sure that it will be beneficial to many people. I'm going to have to, of course, see how this could improve my golf game.
You come to one of my yoga classes and I'll give you some specific stretches just for you.
Thanks very much. This has been fun. It's been informative. Everybody knows that there is such a thing as yoga, but it seems to me that a lot of people just aren't all that familiar with the intricacies of the practice and the broad range of benefits that it can have. Information about community yoga is available on Sign's Facebook and Instagram pages. Both are at Sign Yorkton. Nicole, thank you. It was great hearing about your personal yoga journey and how others may experience the same. New Sign for the Times podcasts are published every 2 or 3 weeks. In upcoming podcasts, we will talk with those who have been assisted by Sign's various programs and with the program managers and staff who provide that assistance. If you have comments or suggestions, please feel free to email communications@signyorkton.ca or use the contact option on our website at www.signyorkton.ca. And as I mentioned, we also have Facebook and Instagram accounts at Sign Yorkton. Thanks for listening, and we will talk again soon.